Get Gutsy, episode number 204, 10 Powerful Lessons from a Wild Year. Welcome to Get Gutsy. I'm your host, Jenny Fennick, and I am so excited to be on this journey with you. A cutting edge show blending business and spirituality, Get Gutsy serves up a potent blend of stories, lessons, and tips to help you make a massive impact in the world through your soul's work and your inspired life. No more going it alone, no more excuses. The world needs more brave women saying yes to leadership. Are you with me? Good. Let's get gutsy now. Hey there, everyone. Welcome to 2019. This is our first official show of the year. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for being here. I am so excited about this year. I am so curious and engaged with this process of creating what is inside of me and helping you create what is inside of you. So that really is the spirit of Get Gutsy. That is the spirit of the work that I do with amazing women around the world. And I wanted to put together this show for you, this particular episode, to walk you through 10 powerful lessons from a wild year. This episode is airing in January of 2019. And as we started this month, I sat down and really got quiet with myself. I engaged in a process with myself of looking back on 2018. And if this is not something that you regularly do, I suggest that you do it. You don't have to do it at the beginning of the year and look back on an entire year. You could do it every single month, every single lunar cycle. If you've been with me for a while, you know I follow the lunar cycle very closely, and I work with the energy of the moon and my body and my intuition, and that's how I create this magic in the world and cash in on my calling. So just the simple act of checking in, checking in, checking in. This is what I'm doing with my group of clients and magic makers, an incredible program I'll tell you more about during today's show, of this consistent checking in and course correcting and doubling down and doing it very intentionally and mindfully. So I am basically bringing to life a blog post that I wrote that recaps these lessons, because not only are they lessons for me, but they're universal lessons that I know will impact you very deeply as a woman on a mission. And it's my pleasure doing this work of synthesizing and connecting those dots and seeing what that bigger picture is, based on experiences that I went through or observed my clients going through. So may this episode serve you, and may it remind you that you are the one you have been waiting for. You got it? I'm going to tell you too during this episode how you can join me for an amazing week of action, trainings, community of coaches, all the things that I'm passionate about. I'll tell you how you can get a spot there. But let's go ahead and dive in to this episode. All right. So I'll tell you, last year, 2018, was a wild one for me. And New Year's Eve was also wild. We were not out at any parties. We were home. But oh my goodness, that evening, it was like the year needed to remind me it was wild, and it went out like a lion. I felt a lot of energy. If you're in my house, you would have known what's up. It's just fascinating being a human sometimes. Certainly being a mom, I have three kids, being a wife, being a business owner, all the things. So, life isn't perfect. It's not pretty all the time. It's not always like that was just super smooth and easy. No, and 2018 was definitely wild. It was intense for me, but in all the good ways, in all the ways that reminded me of the truth. All right. So as I decided I was going to put together this real kind of list of lessons that would be helpful for me getting clear, but also something I'd wanted to share with you. I had to wait until some of that intense energy simmered down so I could write this kind of year in review type post. And now I'm turning it into a podcast for you so that we can, have a chat voice to voice here. And I'll tell you, in my life, the hardest part is carving out the space for certain things, especially on the writing front. I like to have kind of uninterrupted space to play with my muse, to be inspired by the muse, so I can write. To write some of my best stuff, it tends not to come in like 10-minute slivers. I really enjoy that uninterrupted space to create, and I was able to find that. And shout out to my husband, because he knows when I need certain things, and I also am clear with him when I need certain things, and so he handles a lot on the home front. And something I also dealt with as I was kind of sitting with all this was I didn't have to do this. It wasn't like I had to write these top lessons, aka year in review. You see a lot of these year in review posts at the end of a year, beginning of a year. And so maybe you're like, I have to do that. And you know what? You don't. And I know I didn't either. The online business police weren't going to come and arrest me for not writing a year in review. But I really wanted to do it because, as I mentioned, looking back and seeing those dots and seeing what those bigger picture issues were, bigger picture lessons, it's so helpful, because when I know something to be true for me in my business, I don't have to relearn that lesson. I'm all set. This contributes to bigger strides and less drama. I'm all about as little drama as possible. I'll save the drama for, a movie that I'm going to watch with my husband. And I don't do a lot of drama in my life. I don't do drama with my clients. I don't do drama uh, with much, because it's just not necessary. And I like to have, a peaceful existence and not keep falling in holes. Okay. So that is a little gem I want to drop with you right now. And something I did too that is so awesome, and I will, I'm doing this in larger ways in 2019, is that I wrote this and created this piece of material, basically this piece of content, while on a social media sabbatical. And I had freed so much space up during that break, and it has led me to make some bold moves, even in these first few weeks of 2019. So if you don't take regular getaways from social media, I highly suggest playing with this in 2019. Social media is set up, tech is set up to keep us coming back for more, keep getting those hits, keep, getting that dopamine hit. And I don't think that's the healthiest way to live. And so you really just want to look at what your relationship is with these tools and use them to advance your mission, use them to, connect and communicate with the important people in your life, but not be so hooked in where you can't live without checking 8,000 times a day. And something that's been really neat, I just learned about the screen time function on my iPhone in the settings. You can go in and click on screen time and set up parameters. I call it like guardrails, where you can say, I only want to be on these apps for up to, an hour a day, or whatever the time frame is. You can set up do not disturb mode or quiet time, where the phone basically is like, you're off. You're not going to be getting the notifications from like 10 p.m. at night until 7 in the morning or what have you. So look at that, depending on what your mobile device is, and set that stuff up. You need space to create. You do, you do, you do. And shout out to all my Magic Makers clients, because that is our theme for this moon cycle. We work via moon cycle. We don't look at months. We're looking at moon cycles. So they get a fresh training at every new moon. And right now, for this lunar cycle, we're working with space to create. And I'm just on fire with this right now. And I know my clients and Magic Makers are as well. So let's go. 10 powerful lessons from a wild year. Number one, run more experiments. Run more experiments. I'll tell you a story. As we started 2018, so this was about a year ago, I felt something new coming through. I had been leading my mastermind and my coaching school for several years, but I had not created a new program in quite some time. My interests were evolving and my kids were getting bigger. I wanted to shake things up. I wanted to have the courage to fully follow my intuition and see where that would lead me. So, about a year ago, early January of 2018, I took a trip to a little town called Salem, Massachusetts. And yes, this is the place of the famous Salem witch trials. I went there with my friend, Sarah Jenks. You may know of her. She's incredible. She does incredible work out there. I'm actually in her program called Whole Woman, and I really respect what she puts out into the world. So I had just read the book Witch by Lisa Lister, and I was having a conversation with Sarah, and we just decided to meet up in Salem, Massachusetts. We both live in Massachusetts. And that book spoke to me so deeply. It just shifted me in an incredible way. And so off I went on this road trip to Salem. I met up with Sarah there. And that short visit in Salem, I was only there for a few hours, it gave me the creative inspiration I needed to introduce my first experiment of the year, which was a new program about activating your intuition in business so you can do less and make more. Do less and make more is my thing. If you go to my website, jennyfennick.com, you will see that kind of tagline, that message right there on the homepage. That's the reality in my world with the three children, and we homeschool our two sons, and that's a whole nother conversation for another day. And thank goodness for my husband and lots of teachers and tutors and programs that they're a part of. But we have a very kind of non-traditional life. I don't have time to work all of the time, and yet I'm here to make a giant impact. And I'm here to make tremendous money in this business and do wonderful things with that and have extraordinary clients and put my work out there in bigger ways. And it's all about doing less and making more. All right. So, intuitive power, I decided to design that around the phases of the moon, and I had a blast leading it. I led that twice last year, and I invested in a Facebook ads team and ads for the launch in the fall, which was the second time that I led it. And what I have found to be true in my life and what happens for a lot of my clients as well is that one thing will lead to the next, will lead to the next. And that's what happened for me. Intuitive Power led to the creation of another brand new program, which was called Program Creatrix. And this is a program teaching you how to create, launch, and lead group programs and retreats. I have been designing and launching group programs for more than 15 years, and I hadn't yet put together a program specifically dedicated to that. I'd been teaching it to private clients and, programs of mine, but I decided it was time to really codify that, like to lay it down and teach it step by step by step. And it felt incredible to do so. And I was working with women ready to help more people and generate more consistent cash flow. And I led that program twice in 2018 also. And both of those, Intuitive Power and Program Creatrix, led to the creation of Power Brand Camp, which was a play on the energy of summer camp since I led it live in the summer. I took my experience around building solid brands and led 6 trainings live in our Facebook group over the course of 3 weeks. It was like an intensive container, which is like what camp is. If you go to camp, you're there every day for a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks or whatever the time frame is, and it's full on, right? And so that's what I do when I create. I'll feel into the energy of what this creation is, what it's asking of me. I develop the brand. I develop with my team, the visual look and feel. I develop the format and the modules and all the stuff that comes with it. And to me, this is my art. This is one of my greatest contributions that I make in the world. Is I'm able to take these ideas, I'm able to spot problems in the marketplace and develop solutions for them that my people want to sign up for. And something else I did last year is over the summer I partnered with 2 women to share their great work with my people. Here's the deal. It's not always just about your stuff that you're promoting and putting out there, but you can also align with organizations, products, services, people that you're a big fan of. You use their stuff, you've been a part of their program, and you can be an affiliate partner. You can be an official word spreader. And the first woman I partnered with was Gabby Bernstein. You might have heard of Gabby. She's very well known. She's done incredible work with her gifts and helping lots and lots of people. And she has a program called Spirit Junkie Masterclass. I am an alum of both levels 1 and 2, and I finally had space in my calendar last year to come on board as an affiliate partner for the Spirit Junkie Masterclass digital launch. I had considered that a few years prior, and it just didn't work out timing wise. And last year was a real year of running these experiments. And I said, I am a big fan and believer in her program. Her audience is so connected to my audience. I feel like this is going to be a win. And Gabby and I had developed, a friendship. We live semi close to each other when she's out in the country, where she lives in, not super close to me, but we had some opportunities to get to know each other outside of just, business, or me having been a student in one of her programs. And I just felt like, what, let's give this a go. I was really embracing this experimentation energy. And so I decided to take it really seriously and launch this, help launch her program like I was launching one of my own. And so I again invested in a Facebook ads team and money for ads. These aren't free. And I just really wanted to go for it. And that's the thing, y'all. You can't kind of have one foot in, one foot out. You got to go for things. You have to trust that intuition, trust those hits, and take your business seriously. And so this paid off pretty well for my first time promoting this program. And I also interviewed Gabby for my podcast. You might have listened to me interviewing her. If not, you can go back and check that out. So the second woman I partnered with came as a total surprise to me. I joined Amanda Tress's Faster Way to Fat Loss to get healthier and stronger. And I started sharing my joy on social media, and then my community and friends started joining at my recommendation. Honestly, it was the easiest program to share. I have referred more than 40 women to the program since August of last year, and I am now one of the top influencers. That blew me away. I basically get paid for being healthy and talking about it. And I want to let you know you can do this too, and it's so much fun. All right, so you can get paid for talking about the things that you love. I mean, you always want to be in integrity if you are promoting someone else's stuff. You're not going to talk about something you don't use and you think is crappy. Because that's your reputation. You need to be, authentic. You need to be in integrity. And in my case, with both of these particular examples, I was a customer. I was a happy customer, and it was a natural thing for me to just want to share. Okay. And these women are businesswomen, so they have it set up where you can become affiliate partners, and that was a real home run in my business. And if you haven't listened to my interview with Amanda Tress, you can go do so on this podcast as well. She is a really, really, oh my gosh, inspiring, empowering woman and business owner, and you're going to learn a lot from that. And if you want to check out the faster way to fat loss, you can go to jennyfennig.com/faster. She's opens up groups typically about once a month. There's an opportunity for you to get involved. That program, I mean, the amount of shifts it gave me in such a short amount of time, it's wow. Wow. Well done, Amanda, on that program. And it's just so cool to see women taking what they love and putting it together in program format. I mean, I'm obsessed with programs. I don't know if you know that about me. I'm obsessed with programs. I'm obsessed with creating them, leading them, and helping my clients create them and lead them too. So after close to 3 years, I retired my mastermind, Glow. I had done with Glow all I wanted to, and it was time to make space for something else. Y'all, it's a bit scary to step into the void of the unknown, but it always pays off. You simply must be patient and stay in faith. So, once I did that, two new programs showed themselves to me last fall, and I knew that both were meant to be created by me. The tricky part was that they both wanted to be created around the same time. So, one of those programs is Magic Makers. I mentioned it briefly on today's episode. This is a 1-year power circle for women ready to supercharge your intuition, income, and impact by doing less and making more. There we go, back to that big theme of mine. We create and connect harnessing the energy of the moon, the seasons, your intuition, and our circle of incredible women leaders. Now, I'm sharing all this with you because I want you to just get stronger at creating your things and being very clear about what they do and who they're for. And then you need to make decisions on the design of the container. So, in the case of Magic Makers, I intentionally chose not to make it a monthly membership. You see a lot of these memberships out there where you can kind of come and go as you please. You can join 1 month, decide you don't want to do it anymore, and it just got too hard, or you're freaking out about you actually have to show up for the work and pay for it. And so there's a place for these membership programs, and I participate in some. So I'm not knocking that model, but I didn't want to create that. That was not what Magic Makers was meant to be. I wanted to create a tight community without the revolving door energy that often comes with memberships. I also only want to work with women who are all in and understand the power of making a solid commitment and following through. Oh my gosh, you can say you've made the commitment, but then when you hit that first obstacle and you start, feeling bad or nervous or full of doubts, and you're like, I'm going to change my mind, I'm out. I don't work with women like that. I don't. I don't want to. I will not. And so, why would I set up a program to create that condition? No. The women we have in Magic Makers already are absolutely incredible. We are in for such a powerful journey together. Oh my gosh. And just so you know, enrollment will be open for Magic Makers at certain times in the year. It's kind of like we open enrollment, then we close it. Because I really, again, I have the vision, and I am a real woman who honors the vision. So you can keep your eyes open for Magic Makers for sure. You can hop on our wait list if we're in between enrollment periods at jennyfennig.com/magic. Okay. So, the next program was a mastermind. So, I have been leading a mastermind since 2011. I love this type of program. It's high end, it's totally intense in the best of ways. The growth that happens for my clients and me is truly extraordinary. With the space that opened up after Glow and the way I was feeling about what is happening in the world, and let's be real, in America especially, I knew that I wanted to lead something substantial, something that would allow my clients to take a stand for what matters and to dramatically increase their visibility and position in the market. Take a Stand Mastermind was born. Oh my gosh. I actually just led the kickoff call this week for my clients, and when I lead these, I've led so many different types of programs. Again, Magic Makers is going. I have my coach training school. I work with a very small number of, private clients for certain engagements, and, life. I've got life, life going on. And yet, when I'm in that mastermind environment, I honestly feel like this is like advanced placement leadership for women who are changing the world. If you ever took AP classes in school, it's like I feel like all my programs are like honors level. Okay, this is honors level, but when I lead a mastermind, it's like AP. All right, it is the best of the best. It is those who are committed, serious, no excuses. They show up to go up, and they just trust the journey. They trust. And I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. If you've been considering offering something like this in your business, I highly suggest that you really take that seriously, and consider, you got to be in one. I do feel if you're going to lead a mastermind, you need to know what that's like and actually participate in one as a client, so you understand what this environment requires of you as a participant and as a leader. So, Take a Stand is the ultimate coaching experience and visibility boost for gutsy women ready to change the world. And all my mastermind clients get a spot in Magic Makers. And so everything just came together really beautifully in its design. And I just love this whole idea around experimentation. As I walked you through that, like that really was my business year. I didn't talk about coach training school yet. That's a different offering because that wasn't a new offering. What I just walked you through were new offerings. And I am so thrilled to tell you that these experiments led to more than $100,000 in new money and cash received in 2018. Contracted sales are much higher and will continue to provide revenue in 2019. That was just new money and cash received last year. These brand new revenue streams did not exist in 2017, the year prior. I was having a great conversation with my financial strategist, and we were really celebrating this. Her and I have been working together for several years. And, this the journey as an entrepreneur and figuring out the finances and the cash flow, it is a journey. And there were times that I'm like, it's too hard. I just want someone else to do this for me. But I got honest with myself, and I decided that I could figure this out, and I was going to get the support needed to figure it out. And I am really grateful I was willing to follow my curiosity, run those experiments, give them my best effort, and be unattached to the results. The business is so much stronger now. And I am thrilled to be leading these programs this year. I'm thrilled about the high caliber of leaders we are serving. I am an artist. I must create, and creating my art allows me to lead at my highest capacity. And I know that with every fiber of my being. So, my message for you is have the courage to experiment and expand. Feel into the truth that you will create something out of thin air this year that will change the world for the better, and say yes to this. Lesson number 2. Life is better in the woods, running with the wolves or dogs. So, I was a voracious reader last year. And if you want to see the full list of books I read, you can check out my blog post. You can go to jennyfenning.com, click on blog, and you will see this blog post. The name of the blog is 2018 10 Powerful Lessons from a Wild Year. And I just, wow. Went to town with my reading. And I read a book that had been on my to read list for 20 years. I finally read, and I wonder if you've read it, and if not, you need to. I finally read Women Who Run with the Wolves by Clarissa Pinkola Estes. I had to take a sip of water. I'm getting all parched just thinking about this because, wow, that book, holy, holy, holy. I gifted the book to my mastermind clients, and we read it together. Those are my clients in Glow. So if that was you, hey, we discussed it in Costa Rica on a retreat, which was probably the coolest place we could be discussing Women Who Run with the Wolves. And this book should be required reading for women. Oh my gosh. So I include a passage from the book that I basically underline like the entire book. When I read books like that, I have a pen and I underline. So here's a passage I want to share with you. This is how she learned that it is true what they say, that the wolf is the wisest of all. If you listen closely, the wolf in its howling is always asking the most important question. Not where is the next food, not where is the next fight, not where is the next dance, but the most important question in order to see into and behind, to weigh the value of all that lives. Where is the soul? Where is the soul? Go out in the woods, go out. If you don't go out into the woods, nothing will ever happen and your life will never begin. That's a passage from the book, and Clarissa Pinkola Estes is an incredible storyteller and writer, and I'm deeply grateful for her work. And the message from this book deeply supported my Run More Experiments. Experiment! See, everything's connected. So does the fact that I do live in the woods. It's been more than 8 years since I moved here from New York City. I have zero regrets. I love living in the woods with my family. Oh my gosh. And I actually have a really cool piece of art in my home that I bought last year called Life is Better in the Woods. And I do believe that that is true. You might think life is better at the beach or life is better at the lake. Wherever you know to be true for you is cool. For me, it's better in the woods. I like going to all those places like oceans and lakes and seas. And I love being in the woods, and I love being in the mountains. And you know who I run through the woods with? My wolf. I have a wolf, also known as a dog. Her name is Winnie. And I said I would never get a dog. Like, never, never, never wanted one. I was like, no, that's not for me. I am a cat person. And never say never. I have learned to truly embrace my wild side, nourish my creative life like my life depends on it, because it does. And I love that my children are growing up in the cultured country, as I like to call the Berkshires of Western Massachusetts, We're so lucky. I shared with you that we do homeschool our boys. We'll most likely homeschool Kate if that's a right fit. Right now, she's at an incredible early childhood program that is an ideal fit. So we'll just see. I take it one year at a time. But we live in this small community and it's just rich with resources. We have incredible homeschooling resources for my boys and a great school for Kate. And so grateful to my husband because we do share these responsibilities with fantastic teachers who support this education. And I feel like my family is getting what they need, and I'm getting what I need, and Steven's getting what he needs, and our animals are getting what they need, and my business gets what it needs. And oh, yes. And that book, Women Who Run with the Wolves, just cracked me wide open. So, my question for you is: has your life truly begun? Number three, you mustn't respond to everything. You needn't react to anything. This is a biggie. All right, so I admit I have been working with this respond versus react concept for a while now. Up until last year, I thought it was either respond or react, with responding typically being a wiser approach. But this year, a powerful message came through me that set the record straight. You mustn't respond to everything. You needn't react to anything. As a recovering perfectionist, this is huge. I was voted most reliable in high school. I was taught as a kid that I must respond to everything immediately or else. Now I know I don't have to, and I truly can't. I don't have to reply to every message, whether that be a Facebook message, an email, a text, a phone call, Voxer that comes in, and I don't. I don't need to respond to every request. I don't need to respond to every social media question, comment, like, or anything. I simply don't have time for that or the desire. My assistant handles responding to emails in our support mailbox, in addition to a lot more things that she handles, and thank goodness for her. And this year, I am delegating even more to her. I found a fantastic fit. I'm blessed to have had a team for quite some time now, and as a business owner, your job is to make sure the right people are on the bus in the right seats. And now I feel like, okay, we're good, we're really good, and by doing so I can spend time in my zone of genius. That is where I need to be. That's where you need to be. When you're there, you can go deeper with the work that you are here to be known for and make an impact with. And there's so much freedom that comes from deciding how you want to do life. So for me, my focus is on my health, my family, my mission, my business, my magic. And in my business, I am all about systems and tools. I use very little email. And now I have set up just an ongoing autoresponder for my personal email that basically just tells people, hey, I don't check this that often. Okay. So if this is business, email my assistant. If this is personal and we're really close, text me. I have to tell you, I'm just not that great on email. I mean, it still does play a role in my life. And if you're on my email list, thank you for being on my email list. I put out really awesome stuff. And I still get some emails and read them. Absolutely, from different people I respect and admire. And if personal things come in, like, that often is the way that we do still need to communicate things from Kate's school or what have you. But I have put up some parameters around email because I have some big things I'm working on, and that's really important to me, and I need space around myself and these tools to do so. We use a project management tool to move projects forward. Every day I go into this tool, which is called Asana, to see how we're doing on projects, answer questions, and move my tasks forward. Asana is spelled ASANA. My private clients have access to me through a powerful tool called Voxer. Voxer. I have hired mentor coaches to nurture the private Facebook group for magic makers that you heard me talk about. And these coaches are certified coaches through my coaching school, Get Gutsy Coach Training School. And we're already, on the Magic Makers journey. They're allowing me to lead Magic Makers without feeling constantly pulled into the Facebook group. I love our group, and the connection that's happening is really, really incredible. But as the leader, if you always feel like you're being pulled in there, this can be a major energetic issue because you aren't able to kind of see things from that bigger picture and lead. Okay. So I know that the women in that particular group, especially, and it's going to continue to grow this year. We have a really nice size group already, but it will continue to grow as we add, more amazing leaders in there during certain enrollment periods. I know that they're being beautifully supported by my team and by each other because I was clear that that is a group for leaders. And so leaders, they show up for each other. All right. So, my message for you, be discerning with your time. It is the most valuable asset you have. Number four, read more books and quality journalism. All right. I kind of touched on that with mentioning Women Who Run with the Wolves. I set a goal to read 50 books in 2018. Okay. I didn't accomplish that. However, I'm still really proud that I set that goal. If I listen to books on tape and I don't, or read on a tablet and I don't, I could read more, but I truly love holding a paper book in my hands. That's what reading is to me. You can call me old school, but I'm just being honest. I'm giving you my full book list on the blog, as I mentioned. You can go check that out. And when you go through that, you'll see a lot of Laura Ingalls Wilder books because I read the Little House on the Prairie series with my boys as part of our homeschooling last year. And I have to tell you, I was so sad when that series was over. I was very connected to those people and the storytelling, and they are really incredible books. And I didn't read them as a kid. I remember watching the show on TV. And so to be able to read Laura's work was just, oh, I'll never forget that. And I think my boys will remember that forever too. And we do a lot of reading with the kids. And on my list, I didn't include like little, small short books that I might read with Kate or something like that. I included chapter books on this list. If I included every book, I would have read like, 250 books. But I just wanted to focus on the chapter books and really just see that I was not wasting time scrolling on social media. Okay. And that was a problem that I was in before where I was just too pulled into tech and not stretching my mind and my dog is barking because you know why? The kids just came home. It's okay, Winnie. That's Winnie. She's like, I'm the wolf dog. You heard about me. I'm Winnie. It's okay, Winnie. She hangs out with me in my office. She hangs out with me here, which is so interesting. Guys, I'm recording something. Okay, I'm going to pause this and then restart. All right, I'm back. I had a feeling. I was like, if they come home, she's going to bark. They're going to come in because they love coming into my office, which is sweet. One day they probably just won't care about walking into my office, but right now they do. But I'm always like, guys, I'm recording. I got to make a sign for the door that says, when if you're at a recording studio, it's like recording in progress. Do not enter. I'm going to do that. All right, so are you reading enough or are you wasting too much time on social media? I am a book lover and I read incredible books last year. Again, go check out the full list if you want to see them all. I want to tell you, it's hard for me to even pick out, like the best of the best, but there were a lot of good ones on that list. And I have to say, at the end of the year, I read about one of my she's like a muse to me, and she's just someone I really respect her work as an artist, Stevie Nicks. And so I read a biography on her, and that was so fun to read. So I read all different kinds, and I want you to just really stretch yourself this year and make sure that you're reading enough. And I'm going to set that goal for myself again, 50 books, and we'll see how we go. Because it's just really good to set that because I'm very encouraged by goals. I'll wake up early now and not get on my phone and just read. And so are you willing to do that too? I also read the New York Times daily, and that feels truly important to do. I just bought a subscription to The Atlantic, and I am appreciating their thoughtful journalistic pieces. And I'm also a founding member of a new media company, and it's called the North Star. It's co founded by a man named Sean King, and I really respect his work. And the mission of that particular company, the North Star, is to not only change the news, but change the world. And my message for you is to stop spending so much time scrolling on your phone and read more well written books and articles. And scrolling posts on social media does not count. Your reading will deeply inspire your work. It has for me. I mean, I look at that and it's like there's certain books that have changed the trajectory of my life, changed the trajectory of my work, have made me who I am today. And so when clients invest to work with me, join one of my programs, you're basically buying my brain and are investing in my education and what I do with my time. And I do believe that I am a fantastic steward of my time, and I'm proud of that. And it requires a lot of discipline and commitment. And it's what I bring to the table, it's what I bring to the work. So, number five, I am a daughter of the universe. So, I was sitting in a pitch black clay hut in Mexico when I heard a voice proclaim, "I am a daughter of the universe." Chills ran up and down my spine. I was participating in a Temazcal ceremony with my mastermind clients and some other women at the retreat center when I heard those words spoken by a powerful woman in our circle. They have stuck with me ever since. I have been estranged from my mother for close to 2 years now. I still have a relationship with my dad. My mom and dad have been divorced for 3 decades, so it is not hard for me to have a relationship with one and not the other. And the choice to go no contact with my mom was not an easy one to make, but it does get easier every day because I have chosen to live an extraordinary life utilizing all of these gifts that I have. I am here to make a big impact. I am here because I have chosen peace. I have chosen me. I have chosen a particular way of showing up and being able to bring all of myself to any relationship, and I am allowed, and so are you. I know I am a daughter of the universe. When I heard that woman say that, it was confirmation that I'm on that right path. And I want you to really take that in. I know I'm a child of God, Goddess, the Great Mother, Mother Moon. I feel so deeply connected. And I won't lie, when I first went, no contact with my mom, and this is like a much longer conversation. I'm not going to go into it now, but it was really, really difficult. You go through a lot of things when you make that decision, or when that decision kind of just gets made. It just becomes this like natural next step, even though it feels like very not natural, unnatural. If you have ever gone through, challenging relationships, you know what I'm talking about. But this willingness to do what it takes to have this incredible life and do what I am here to do has made all the difference. And I know I'm not alone on this journey. I certainly have an incredible family that I created, with my husband. And I have an incredible business. And I am very, very clear on who can be in this inner circle with me. And this knowingness has inspired me to let go of other relationships that have expired and tasks that aren't aligned and inspired. I have very clear boundaries. I do not allow anyone to cross them. I have a big mission. I will not allow these things that aren't for me to pull me down. And you're allowed to make those calls too. I know I'm supported, I know my worth, and I know I'm safe to live free and safe to live truthfully. And this is really, when that take a stand message came through, I was like, that's it. That's the next level of the work. So, my message for you, you may need to shift or end certain relationships in your life to realize your fullest potential. Number six, the moon is my partner, my body is my guide. So, you've heard me say I work with the cycles of the moon. It shifted everything for me once I started really doing this. As women, our bodies flow with the cycles of the moon. Just remember that. Once you remember this, once you truly get it, things get easier. You understand yourself more. You stop pushing so freaking hard, and you simply show up and let things flow to you. Your business will grow not because you worked harder, but because you worked wiser. Your impact will grow because you listen to your intuition above anyone or anything else. Do less, make more. You are allowed. My message for you, you are a sister of the moon. Hi, sister. Co-create with her. Your body is so wise. Honor her. Number seven, I am unavailable for anything less than my and your best. Here's what I know. You either want it or you don't. You're either all in or you are out. I have been do. I show up. I honor my commitments. I see investments as opportunities to grow my business and advance this mission. You want to work with me? You need to show up like a pro. As a coach, my job is to work with women to help them grow and fulfill their potential through their work. I've met a lot of women through the years. Most have been absolutely incredible. And a small percentage have flaked out on their commitment, or they think it's my job or my team's job to chase them. Here's my truth. I don't work with flakes. I don't work with amateurs. I will only work with women who are absolutely serious and committed to their craft and their business. You don't need to be chased. You don't need to be convinced. You don't need your hand held every second of the day. You just know what you're here to do, and nothing will stop you. These clients at that level bring out my absolute best, and I am unavailable for anything less. I am not here to discount my brilliance or yours. I am not here to dance around the truth of what you're here to do and what I'm here to do and what will happen when we join forces to advance our missions. There are a lot of issues in this world. There's a lot of shit going on that's in need of massive change, and you can do something about it. You're the one you've been waiting for. Do not forget that. Stop waiting for someone else to do the work that's yours to do. You got that? Stop waiting for someone else to do the work that's yours to do. Take a stand. You will go on the ride of your life. You'll help a lot of people. You have to say yes every day. Yes. My message for you: be a professional, be a leader in every sense of the word. Show up to go up. Now, speaking of something I want you to show up for, I'm leading something later this month called Gutsy Coach Week. It's 5 days of basically getting clear and going for it. Daily live trainings, challenges that I'm going to present to you to take on and implement and play with. You're going to have a powerful community to go on this journey with. I'm passionate about helping coaches. The majority of my clients are coaches, consultants, people in that kind of healing, service-based space. And I am going to help you really break into the next level through Gutsy Coach Week. Gutsy Coach Week is sponsored by my coaching school, Get Gutsy Coach Training School, and we are going to be starting our next class of our coaching school next month. So get in for Gutsy Coach Week at jennyfennig.com/gutsy. That's jennyfennig.com/gutsy. It is a free offering for you. If you want to go ahead and check out our coaching school, come over, see what we got for you, and you can apply. coachtrainingschool.com. That's coachtrainingschool.com. We have trained some of the best coaches in this field, those who are really serious about making an impact. They're not just joining the coaching realm to put up pretty pictures on social media and, not do the work. Our coaches do the work. Our school is for spiritual coaches here to make a difference and a great living. So I am thrilled about what I'm going to be offering up later this month and the next class of students who will be joining me in Coach Training School. All right, y'all, we're almost at the end. Number 8, clear eyes, powerful profit. Oh my, I have been following Mike Michalowicz's Profit First system for more than a year now. It has changed my business forever. I've also been sober for 3.5 years, and I do think my sobriety is linked to me taking a harder look at my business numbers in the last few years. Numbers are really nothing to freak out about. When I talk to a woman who is totally triggered by money conversations or making business investments, I know that she has not done the work on receiving that is so necessary to business growth and sustainability. And a big part of my work as a coach is to help my clients expand their capacity to receive abundance in every form. So I'd heard about Profit First for years, but I had ignored it because I wasn't ready to have my eyes open there. Finally, I surrendered. I dove in. As a result, 2018 was the first time in 11 years I was not stressed out when quarterly taxes were due because I had the money sitting in my tax account versus scrambling to find it or creating the cash flow. I always had money sitting in my owner's compensation account because I deserve to get paid consistently. I don't worry about this. I don't screw myself over. And that feels so good. It also feels amazing that our profits are higher than they ever have been in the business. Now, revenue was down in 2018 compared to 2017, but that is totally okay with me as we spent energy and resources running new experiments and carving out a more solid position in the market. Financial results for 2018 are in, and profits are up by around 50%. It's so exciting to see that. And I will tell you that 2018 was the first year since having my own business that not only were we a six-figure revenue company, but we were a six-figure profit company. And that was a huge win, a huge, huge win. So I made critical cuts in expenses that weren't essential. I made necessary team changes that have had a big impact on top and bottom line. And I have quarterly conversations with my financial strategist. I review our P&L, which is profit and loss, even when I don't feel like it. And I basically got a lot smarter with my money and where to invest, and our results show it. So my message for you, get smart about your finances. Don't bury your head in the sand. Be proud of being a businesswoman who speaks the language of money. Money's energy, money's fun, and learn how to expand your capacity to receive. All right, final two, y'all. Number 9, family leadership magic. These 3 words came through while I was leading a retreat in Mexico in 2018. These are my anchors, and I look at my decisions and schedule through this lens. Family leadership magic. I am just all about that, all about that. And it gives me these anchors, all right? And my willingness to really protect those priorities because I just don't have time to wait. So, I don't have time to wait or waste. So, my message for you is, what are your anchors? This can be 1 word or 3 words, or a phrase, a mantra. Know what you're about and run everything that comes across your desk through that lens. And the final hot, powerful lesson from a wild year. Number 10, stand for something. Take a position this year. Stop being so wishy-washy because you don't want to offend people or not appeal to everyone with your messaging and offers or pricing. Do right by your own soul. Speak your truth even when you're afraid. If you're passionate about politics, you can and should discuss your views, and don't let anyone tell you otherwise. My mother-in-law, Doris Fenig, writes letters to the editor of the New York Times multiple times a week. She's very opinionated and outspoken about what's happening in our world. She's been published dozens of times. She's in her 80s. She's not slowing down. She has a point of view. She's not deterred from sharing it. She cares about the future of America and the world, and she very much inspires me, and I hope that that story inspires you too. And seeing that I'm leading a new event called Take a Stand Live this year here in the Berkshires and leading this mastermind of the same name, expect to see me taking a stand like never before. It may ruffle your feathers, it might piss you off, it might just get you even more fired up and remind you that you are here to take a stand too. All right? I have some things I'm going to say this year, and I'm asking you if you're willing to say what you're here to say. Here's my message for you. Speak up. What are you waiting for? Stop trying to be perceived as nice and instead say what needs to be said. There is a difference between being kind and nice. And being clear is kind. I learned that from Brene Brown. Clear is kind, unclear is unkind. And you can do this. You can do this. You can do this. You can do this. So, thank you so much for tuning in today. I hope this list was helpful for you. I am asking you to just carve out some space to double down on what is working for you and decide that 2019 will be an incredible, game-changing, record-breaking year. In some capacity, you must be willing to make some different moves. You must be willing to shake some things up and to know that you are absolutely, absolutely allowed. Again, join me for Gutsy Coach Week. Spread the word to your people. You can share this episode with them. There were some lessons that I know are relevant to you. Could be the entire list. I mean, these are universal lessons. They certainly became clear to me as I did this work and worked with my clients as they did their work. Gutsy Coach Week is going to be incredible. I love leading these kind of multi-day experiences because I'm a community builder. That's what I am, and I love to engage. I love to get to know people and see your strengths and how you communicate and how you show up. Because again, I'm here to work with leaders, and so I'm looking for the best of the best. I'm looking for those who show up. I'm looking for those who do what they say they're going to do. Those are the only ones I want to work with. And so when I put out these invitations, I see, all right, who's willing to show up? Who's willing to show up, who's doing some really powerful things in the world. Those are my people. So jennyfennig.com/gutsy. And if you know you want to go ahead and check out Coach Training School, go to coachtrainingschool.com. All right, everybody. I will be connecting with you again really soon. We're going to be publishing several episodes this month, just kind of getting the energy flowing and serving up some powerful messages for you. So until the next time, this is Jenny Fennig sending you, oh my goodness, all that you need so that you get gutsy and do the work you came here to do.